Are you passionate about your purpose? Are you walking in your purpose? Well, we want to highlight and showcase the victory in you on the most impactful podcast in the land, VIP with Nikki B, where we see the victory in people, but most importantly, we want you to see the victory in yourself. Reach out to me on Facebook at Nicole Nikki B Hutchins, also on IG at hey_Nikki B_, and at YouTube, Nikki B. Awesome and amazing day, victorious people. Welcome to a new podcast episode of VIP with Nikki B, where we see the victory in people, but most importantly, we want you to see the victory in yourself. And I am your host, Nikki B. And today we are tapping into a conversation with Mr. Solomon Paulk, right? He is a bodyguard. You should see these muscles over here too, y'all. He got some strong arms over here. He's a radio personality, an actor, a model, but most importantly, he is a man of God. He's seeking God's heart for show. Welcome, Mr. Solomon Paulk.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Super excited to tap into this conversation.
Yes.
Because, we have really good conversations, and sometimes our conversations go pretty deep and long.
Yeah, it does.
I said, you know what? We have to, I want people to get to know you, right?
Yeah.
I know people look at you and they may see this tough, big exterior guy, you know what I'm saying? This cool guy with these shades, this fresh hat, this fit. They're like, oh, that's a tough guy. He's a big tough guy. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a sense, right? But no, he's a big teddy bear. But don't poke the bear, right?
Right. Exactly.
Don't poke the bear. So me and Mr. Solomon Paulk, we actually met on his radio show, right?
Yep.
And so that was where this relationship, blossomed, and we've had conversations off the radio, on the mic, off the mic, and we had really good conversations. And I was like, oh wow, there's more layers to him. So
yeah, I
was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And so I want to, kick us off and ask, since we're talking about those levels and intricacies about you, right? There's more to you. So who is Solomon?
Who is the Max Man? Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm a child of God for one.
Amen.
I'm God's soldier for two. And I'm a man of, ambition. I have my own lane and entrepreneur. And a hard worker, so I don't do things just to be doing it as a hobby or whatever. I do it because I have a vision, and you always got to better yourself in life.
Yeah, you do.
So I always look down the path, the long haul instead of the short haul. And I just go hard at what I do, everything I do. And I'm real serious at what I do,
Real serious.
So, yeah. And then, like I say, I pray, I talk to God every day. And then, like I say, if you don't have that in your life, in your corner, it's not going to happen. And if it do happen, it's going to happen sudden and you can lose it all.
Because he is the cornerstone.
Right. Because, that means you're taking things for granted.
Yeah.
So, and I say, as soon as something happened to you, that's when you want to holler, oh my God, oh my Lord, oh my Jesus. Oh, I thought you didn't believe in him, but now you're saying it,
That's facts.
Yeah.
We be going through stuff and we weren't calling on him, but before, when everything was all gravy, baby, we weren't saying anything to him, giving him any praise or showing any gratitude whatsoever.
Because I had a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. I mean, but I still didn't question God because he is not to be questioned. Through the bad or good, I still praise him.
Yeah.
You know, so
because no matter what you're going through, it's actually strengthening you.
Yes.
You know, to be on the journey to be the better version of yourself, you know, for his kingdom, for his glory, right? So when you do get through that trial, you're able to say, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't these big guns. It wasn't that weight that I just mastered or those squats that I just overcame. No, it was, I'm giving God the glory.
Yes.
And I absolutely love that about you. You know, so speaking of, you know, lifting and things like that, when I was talking about, you know, your bodyguard, bodybuilder, loves being in the gym. You're like a gym rat, right?
Yes, exactly. I love it.
So where did that come from? Why did you start being in the gym?
Well, you know, when I was a kid, you know, I was a little bitty kid, elementary, and I used to see these older guys, you know, probably in their teens or 20s. They had, you know, in the summertime, walk around with their shirt open. They'd be like, man, I want to look like that. Man, I want to like that. So, you know, every kid like, oh, muscles, you know, so I was one of them kids. Okay. So I used to tape gymnastics when I was in elementary and stuff.
What?
And yeah.
You used to do gymnastics?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you remember years ago, it was called the Gene Carroll Show. And the people that own the Gene Carroll Show
got me there.
Yeah. I'm telling my age now. But anyway, they were over that. They taught gymnastics and stuff, so I was one of their students. And you know, every kid loves candy, so they was like at the end of the class, they used to always be like, whoever can do the most push-ups, you know, you get this many suckers. So we all jump down doing push-ups. But after you get finished doing a push-up, you start feeling something like, wow, what is that? You know? So we all run to the mirror like something gonna happen in one day, but we all run to the mirror, you know, we kids, we don't know.
Right.
But you know, we had just that feeling, you know. So and I was a born athlete. I did everything.
Okay.
And was good at it. You know, so that what made me always want to lift weights, because I ran track, I played football, you know, just everything, you know. And when I really started lifting weights, my mom brought me a weight set, and it went from there. And I was in my teens. I started working out when I was like 11 and a half.
Wow. So
at the time I was 16 years old, I didn't know what I had. But people were saying, man, you need to start competing.
Competing like bodybuilding?
Yeah, bodybuilding. Okay. So I started going in teenage bodybuilding competitions. But my first competition wasn't no teenage. I was going against grown men. I took a 5th place, bronze medal.
But you took a place.
But I took a place. And I was expecting not to take a place because I didn't know nothing about it. I just went there just to do it for my homework. But I came back with a medal.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I started going into still bodybuilding, but then I switched over to both powerlifting and bodybuilding.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yes. But reason why I got out of bodybuilding, because there's so much politics. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's too much politics. Plus, I ain't going to blame it on all that. I love eating. Because, you know, them diets, you know.
Okay. So you can only eat like boiled chicken.
Man, and then getting close to competition, you know, you got to be strict.
Wow.
So, I love throwing heavy weight around. So I was better off in powerlifting.
Okay.
You know, and I don't have to diet like that doing powerlifting. I could just eat and lift, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah. You know.
Well, you know, that's really good right there that, you know, you weren't scared. You decided to go for it. And imagine if you never did, right?
You're right.
So I think from that age and from that situation, that's what, you know, caused you to continue to go, to strive to be better, to strive to be the best and to go hard, right? So that's awesome. I absolutely love that. And so now recently, right? Have you been in the gym? Have you not been in the gym? How does that?
I haven't, because I had got sick, you know. I took that booster shot. A lot of people was like, did you have COVID or did you have an eye operation? I said, no.
What do you mean? Did you do the booster or
that first
vaccine?
Shot, that vaccine. That first vaccine sent me over the edge, sent me flying over the edge.
Okay.
So it put me in a hospital, put me in a coma, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, put me in a coma. I woke up 4 days later. Actually, my business partner had do that awareness call because I noticed something wasn't right. Mm-hmm. And
meaning like you didn't answer the phone, no text, no responses, nothing.
And they know that's not me. Mm-hmm. So I was halfway, one foot in the grave and one foot out when they came banging on my door. Because first of all, I didn't even hear them. So the door is about to come off the hinges.
Wow.
Yeah. So by the time I answered the door, that's all I remember. I woke up 4 days later, ICU.
Wow.
So I had blood clots in both legs, blood clot in my lung, blood clot in my heart.
Wow.
So they was going to do open heart surgery as soon as I got there, but the doctor said no because the blood clots was small. But all that from the shot.
Okay.
You know, so I noticed I was so dehydrated before all that after that shot. So I'm just drinking so much. And you know I love my Dairyman's iced tea. So I'm constantly drinking that all the time. But that was no good because all that sugar,
no
you know.
Good.
So,
and tea is a dehydrator.
Yeah. So it was thickening in my blood, that and all the orange juice. And the one thing I did find out about orange juice, you can eat an orange, it's safe. But drinking that orange juice, once it's broken down into juice, it's a different kind of sugar. It's no good.
Yep.
So that's one thing I did not know. And anyway, in the hospital, they had me on life support. They had me on dialysis. My kidney, everything shut down from that shot. But God is good. God works so much miracles because he brought me back from that. These people told my family I probably wasn't going to make it. I'm critically sick. Then once I started getting better, once they see I was breathing on my own, they took me off of that machine.
And how, from that time frame that you woke up in the ICU, now you're conscious, you know where you are, you know what's going on. From that time to you know, starting to breathe on your own, they're looking at you like, okay, you weren't supposed to be here. What was that time frame? Was it a month, 2 weeks, a few days?
It was probably maybe, I want to say maybe a couple weeks.
Okay.
I was on that machine for a whole week. I do know that.
Okay.
So I think maybe that second week, that's when I started breathing on my own.
Okay.
They noticed I was breathing on my own. So they was like, hey, we're going to take him off. And then if he start, see how long he do. Once they took me off the first time, they said, oh, he doing great. So once they seen that part and I was still doing dialysis, then my kidneys got back strong. They took, because they was saying, okay, now I'm going to have dialysis for the rest of my life. That's what they were saying. Then they told my family, okay, y'all going to have to look after him, something like that. So I'm going to have a caretaker, my sister, bless her heart, but nobody knew I was going to bounce back like this, like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that
was all God.
For sure.
And I also know I don't drink, I don't smoke, never did, never will. And I know that's another thing that saved me. But all in all, it was God. And they was like, you ain't supposed to be walking around. They say that made your sugar go up to 1,500. They say we ain't never
I've never heard of that.
Heard like that, yeah. They say all the years they've been in medical, they ain't never heard of that.
Wow. That is incredible. So, okay, when they told you that you would be on dialysis for the rest of your life and you would need a caretaker, you're a strong, independent, providing kind of man. Like you're the guy that wants to take care of things and provide and protect, right?
Yep.
How did that make you feel?
How
did that make you feel?
I knew I got a real close relationship with God. And I knew that he was going to bring me out of this. And I was like, man, I'm strong. I ain't ready to go. He knew I still got a lot of things to do. God what he did, he took me out of one situation, just rearranged my life, set me up for another path. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Me and God got a good understanding, and I know things come your way, hurdles you got to jump. The more you're closer to God, the more challenges you're going to have.
People don't know that, though. They think that once they establish a relationship or have some kind of relationship with God, or they're saved one time, that they're saved all the time, right? No, there's more required of thee, right? And not only that, the closer that you do have that relationship with him, you have to prove it.
Yes.
And not only do you have to prove it, you're going to have to go through the fire. Why? Because there's still things in you and on you that are not righteous or good. You know what I mean? So it's so important to understand that the closer that you do have a relationship with him, that you will, have those trials, tribulations, and things like that, so that you can actually, become the better version of you.
Right. Yep.
And so with that being said, stay tuned, you all. We will be right back. Are you passionate about your purpose? Are you walking in your purpose? Well, we want to highlight and showcase the victory in you on the most impactful podcast in the land, VIP with Nikki B, where we see the victory in people, but most importantly, we want you to see the victory in yourself. Reach out to me on Facebook at Nicole Nikki B Hutchins, also on IG at hey_Nikki B_, and at YouTube, Nikki B. Welcome back, you all. Thank you so much for staying tuned. So let's get right back into it, Mr. Solomon Paulk. Again, like I said, you are a warrior. Yes. Actually, wasn't that the name of your radio show?
Or that's what they have called me, warrior.
Yeah, warrior. Right, exactly.
Yeah. I tell people I'm God's warrior.
I love that. Right. In the army, you're in the army of the Lord, the warrior.
Yes. Because they tell me, man, he's so strong. I say I'm strong by God. Like I say, I'm God's warrior, and just not by strength, strong all the time, strong mind, your mind, you know?
Because that's also so profound what you just said, because it's not actual strength in the traditional sense. It's strong enough to be vulnerable, and it's strong enough to admit when you're weak and when you need help to say that. Why? Because we have an end. He doesn't.
Right.
As soon as we are weak, that's when he pumps it all the way up, right? Exactly. And he does things to amaze you. Yep. And that's exactly what happened with you. The doctor said, they were like, what?
Yeah.
1,500, that is astronomically crazy.
They say
off the charts.
They say I'm supposed to be gone. But you know what? I did lose all my strength. I couldn't walk. I was lifeless like a newborn baby. I mean, I was weak, and then I lost my voice. I couldn't talk, and I ain't talking about losing voice like raspy or hoarse. No, I mean I couldn't, I moved my lips, nothing. You literally had to actually put your ear on my lip to hear what I was saying. Wow. That's how weak I was. Right. Then when it's amazing. You walk around every single day, but lay up on that bed for almost 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
And then try to get back on your feet, you spaghetti legs just fall.
Wow.
But I, got the strength back up. I had dropped over 40-something pounds in that hospital. Because you're not eating, you just IVs.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I'm going to tell you what, though. If it wasn't for God and my business partner calling that awareness, Kiki Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Man.
Right.
I would have been gone.
Shout out to your business partner.
Yeah, shout out to my business partner, man.
We'll keep her anonymous, or him anonymous. He didn't say her name or his name yet. But shout out to you, business partner, for being that friend, right? We all need that friend, right? Check on your strong friends.
Yeah.
Check on your strong friends. Just because someone seems like they have it all together, or they talk eloquently, or, do all these things right, doesn't mean that they don't need support. Oh, he da-da-da-da, or he's doing this, she's doing that. No, check on your loved ones. Love your loved ones while they're still here, because Solomon could have been gone just like that. And he had been, Solomon, you had been on my mind, like we were talking about, and things were happening in my life, things like that, and I just kept letting it slide, right? And then I ran into a young man, and I was telling him about you. And that's when I called you. And then that's when I found out. I was like, oh my goodness. And for me, that was a lesson for me I need to do better. I need to do better. Right? So that's just so important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so important, And, with that, and with you having to learn to talk again and to walk again, now what is the process? What's going on in your mind to where you're like, how did you persevere? How did you continue to go? How did you say, legs, you gonna walk?
Yeah.
We did this before. Yeah. We're gonna walk, right? How did you continue on? How did you persevere?
Because in my mind, I was saying, oh, you gonna get this again. You still got a lot of things to do. And I was actually doing exercise when I couldn't even walk, just on this edge of the bed, just lifting my leg up and down, like you're doing leg curls and leg extensions, and just kept wiggling my toes and my feet around and keeping that blood circulating and going, so, and I knew eventually I would get back, just every once in a while, just stand up real slow on the side of the bed, sit back down, stand up. You got to go little baby steps,
Yeah.
So
I just love that. I was talking to someone not too long ago also, and that was something that came up, small steps, great distances, right? Every small step, before you know it, you've gone a great distance. So kudos to you. That's exactly what we talk about here. The victoriousness in people,
right?
The victory in people, and I absolutely love that. And again, like you said in the beginning, you had a vision. All the way from the beginning. Before any of this happened, Solomon Paulk had a vision for his life. He knew what he wanted to be, what he wanted to do, what the kind of life that he wanted to live. So you kept going, no matter what the circumstance. Yeah, you might have probably been a little sad or maybe even a little depressed at times. And let's be real, I'm sure you were going through that a little bit, right? Because you're used to moving, being independent, doing what you want to do, not depending on anyone. So now that you have to, and big shout out to your sister.
Yes, big shout out to my sister.
For taking that responsibility to be her brother's keeper, right? That's really what that really means.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Shauna.
Yes.
Love you. Because I hear the homie is eating good.
Yes. She makes sure I eat real good.
I hear he's eating really good. So shout out to family and
she's definitely an earth
sisters
angel,
and brothers. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that. I know that you're very appreciative to her. So that's awesome. So now
I just been taking it one day at a time, which is just all you can do.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But like I say, she's been taking care of me real good, so man, I have no complaints.
Yeah. And when you complain, all it's going to do is grow. Because what you focus on grows, right? So when you're focusing on that vision and your next move, projects and things like that, it just keeps going, and those things are going to grow.
Yeah, because my whole see, like I say, God knew I wasn't done. I still got a lot of things to do, and I'm a guy that know my purpose in life, and I know what I do. I know what I like to do. My purpose in life is helping people in any way I can, and my whole goal is I just want to help, give back. I want to live good and help others. That's it. That's my goal.
Yeah. And with helping people, right? Tell us about some of your new projects right now that you have coming up, or what are you working on? If you're okay to say that, are you able to share?
Certain things I can, and certain things because I sign a disclosure, but certain things I can't. Well, I on the new channel, the web that's out there right now. It's Kiki Lauderdale channel. Expose Your Stories TV, the Kiki Lauderdale channel. That's and if you go to Woman to Woman, it's all a woman site, Woman to Woman TV, or you could type in W2W, the letter 2W. That will actually come up.
Okay.
And you will see that's where I will have a site on there also. My show will be on there.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
And that on that Expose Your Stories TV, That'll be called Journey to Success. So
Journey to Success.
yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Right. And your journey. And your story is just so phenomenal. Just that little snippet right there.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal story, and a story of victoriousness, right? When you're in the trenches, you're in the valley, and you're still persevering to climb that mountain. You know, we're not asking God to remove the mountain. We're asking him to give us strength to be able to climb and get to the mountaintop so we can get to the other side. Because, yeah, it's more than likely we're going to go through another valley, right? And the same thing.
And that's going to be on international level, you know.
Okay.
So it's going to be on all platforms. You know, you can watch on Roku TV, you know. So everywhere.
I know you're excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know you're excited.
There's other bigger projects that come, but I can't speak on it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, we real exclusive over here, KB.
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to be like Solomon when I grow up, okay?
You know, like I said, I do so much, so I have different teams, you know. So I'm just saying, hey, shout out to all my teams. You know who you are.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you get the name and everybody's like, you know. But, you know, shout out to you also.
Thank you.
For your show. I'm proud of you. You know,
thank you.
New podcast and everything. I remember you.
Thank you.
Came on my show and
yeah. Yeah, we had a blast too. Yeah.
You're doing real good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, like you just said, I love talking with people. I love asking questions and getting to know who they are, you know, what drives them, what inspires them, what made them take this route, or do you know what your vision is, or did this happen accidentally, or was it a tragedy? You know, so I like to ask questions. So speaking of, you know, different teams and things like that, tell me about these frames, these glasses that you have on, because those are super dope. I really love those. I want a pair.
Yeah, these are David Ford's.
Okay.
You know, yes, he's a designer, you know, fashion designer. He's here in Cleveland, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Straight out the Midwest here.
Yes.
You know, so he has, you know, the clothes and eyewear for men, women, and kids.
Okay.
You know, and
yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Man, those glasses, they're awesome. I love those. And is that his hat too, or is his design
that's
too?
His design. Yeah, that's his hat.
Yeah. And you model for him also,
I model for him
right?
too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can DavidFordEyewear.com or DFC.
Okay.
DFCEyewear.com. You know, you can, if you ever want to purchase anything, you know,
go to his site.
Yeah. So actually Bill Bellany, he just you know, they been, you know, doing things together, but Bill Bellany just put out his new shades, and, you know, David Ford helped him, you know, with that.
Create them and design them. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
So
got
some everybody wearing his stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Okay. And so where could people find you? Where can they find you?
They can find me. You know what? I'm actually on Facebook. You know what I mean? Solomon Paulk. I don't go through all them different 1,000 channels and this and that, you know. But
simple guy.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy, you know.
Yeah.
So,
simple but impactful.
Yeah.
So what's your name on Facebook?
Solomon Paulk.
Super simple.
Yeah.
You all heard it here.
Yeah, I keep it simple.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Like I say, my bodyguard, you know, I'm a bodyguard, so my company is called Unity Symmetry.
Okay.
And my email is unisymmetry.com.
All right.
Well, you know, of course, already gmail.com, of course, you know. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll make sure that people understand and see where you are. So I'll make sure that they see that and see what kind of services that you offer. Because let me let you all know, this is a big guy, right? So if you want someone to protect you, if you have a big event or something like that, if you're up and coming actress, actor, whatever that may be, if you have a big event, and if you need a security guard or if you need a bodyguard, this is a guy to protect you. Solomon Paulk, as she said, he's God's warrior. So who's gonna mess with that? Who is going to mess with that? So, well, you all heard it here, victorious people. You all know where to find Mr. Solomon Paulk. And it was so amazing having you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Your victoriousness. I'm super proud of you. That was so awesome. And I know that there's so much more to come. Yes. I can't wait to see your projects. I've seen some of your movies. And he's a pretty good actor also. I've seen some of your movies. I'll highlight that too.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll do that. So you all, it has been another awesome and amazing episode of VIP with Nikki B with Mr. Solomon Paulk. So don't forget, we see the victory in people, but most importantly, we want you to see the victory in yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our next victorious conversation. Are you passionate about your purpose? Are you walking in your purpose? Well, we want to highlight and showcase the victory in you on the most impactful podcast in the land, VIP with Nikki B, where we see the victory in people, but most importantly, we want you to see the victory in yourself. Reach out to me on Facebook at Nicole Nikki B Hutchins, also on IG at hey_Nikki B_, and at YouTube, Nikki B.